Any reason the U.S. Mint is pricing gold at $19,000 as we head into the 250th anniversary? Beware of the cellulose in food, and now flights to Cuba completely cut off. What's next for the summer? Starting you off right here as we get into the barbecue for the summer. Notice that these four companies own all of those brands, the meat packers. There's four companies that control almost everything you'll find in a supermarket. Tyson Foods taking the number one spot for the most brands, Cargill, National Beef as well. Now, do you think with these four companies with this much power over cattle ranching, pork industry, and anything chicken, do you think there could be price fixing amongst these companies? Now, in my humble opinion, I think we have to push in more anti-competition laws, because with four giants like this, we should have 16 companies controlling the meat industry in America, not just this small handful. Monopoly is a good word to use here. You know, we passed these monopoly laws. Remember when AT&T used to control the industry telecommunications wise, and then it got broken up, and then look at all the options we have today. Competition took the prices down. It was getting so ridiculous back in the 70s and whatnot, 80s, that people were complaining, this is outrageous that one company or two companies can control the entire telecommunications industry. Well, if they were complaining because two at that point, how about four? Are we not to the same, 30,000 foot view here, that this much control in just one industry? And if you go through as well, you look at different types of processed foods that come into our supermarkets, they're all under one giant umbrella of a company. And the prices that we're seeing today, everybody's talking about trying to fix prices. How are we going to do? What are we going to do with inflation? But a lot of it stems from there is no competition. How are you expected to get lower prices if there's no competition? That's the question. Everybody's looking at this from the wrong direction. Oh, we're going to penalize the cattle ranchers. They're charging too much for the head at the gate there. Well, not really. They're getting shaked over to coals and raked over a barrel too. And then the bigs here. What do you think their profit margins were for the year? I would encourage you to go take a look at like Finance, Yahoo Finance, something like this, finance.yahoo, get in there and look at what the profit margins were for these companies alone as the price of our meats skyrockets. And now I saw, the newest totals of $7 plus for a pound of hamburger. Come on now. I mean, something's gotten out of control here. If we're spending more than an hour's wage at, minimum wage in America for a pound of ground beef, then something's gone drastically wrong. And we need to take a microscopic view of this monopolistic practices in the meat industry, according to some, allegedly. And speaking of strangeness, off McLeod Finance, largest Chinese banks forcing customers to close gold and silver short positions. What do they know? Dug into it a little bit deeper, and it's not just that, it's long positions too. Like China's banks are not going to let people trade, like on the individual side. Not sure what's happening, but jumping over to central banks, buying 15 times more gold than they're reporting on paper. So again, there's this huge disconnect. So China's trying to take any individual investor out of the gold and silver trade. Even if, TD Ameritrade, something equivalent in China, you're out. Only the institutions are allowed in. And we're seeing the silver and gold prices go up and down drastically. So something is, blowing in the wind, or else they wouldn't have this type of announcement that all of your positions need to be closed. Now, depending on what the bank is, some are immediately by the end of today, some are like by the 5th of July, but nothing really stretches past into July on the 15th. So whatever is coming, put it on your calendar on the 15th past. It's possible something gold in the silver market, according to, China's moves right here. Unlike most olive oils on the market, Kasandrinos is single source, organic, cold pressed from family owned groves in Greece. Never blended, not mass produced, not sitting on shelves forever. And every single batch is lab tested for polyphenol content. Farm to table, from their orchards to your kitchen. As soon as they pick these olives, literally within hours, they cold press them so you get peak flavor and health benefits. 100% single origin, organic extra virgin olive oil. That's what you want. Which offers a unique blend of potent vitamins that support immune, bone, and heart health without capsules or fillers. And the Mediterranean diet, you've heard about this for centuries. And the benefits of long-term wellness. From the family-owned olive groves in Laconia, Greece, straight to your taste buds. We should be supporting this type of business, family businesses producing clean foods that can get it to you directly. This should be the new business model for the entire planet. You should know your farmers. We need to have local producers that produce clean foods for us. The corporate chain, this isn't doing it anymore. So please support families and businesses just like this. That link's in the description box below, and it's going to be some of the best olive oil you've ever had in your entire life. Head over to Kasandrinos.com/David to put your order in there, or you can just simply click on that link in the description box below. And speaking of that, this is the United States Mint website. And here we are, freedom ringing Liberty Bell 1 ounce gold coin, $19,600. You realize the price of gold today is around $4,000. So I would ask you, where is the extra $16,000 approximately of value for minting a single coin? That's outrageous. That's not acceptable if it truly is. Or are they following with the same thing the Chinese are? And we're about to get a whole bunch of differentness in the metals market here. Just asking for a friend, because over here on silver, the same exact thing. What's silver at? Like 60? I'm going to round it up a little bit. They want to charge you $750. Where's that extra $690 coming in to mint one single piece of silver? Like, again, it's something, there's a massive disconnect here, massive disconnect. But to celebrate, if you are going to be celebrating out for the 4th of July in America for the Independence Day, balloon releases will be illegal across all of the United States beginning August 1st. So even outside, some states are pulling it in a little bit, sending notices out. Don't release balloons. So another, thing that you can put a feather in your cap and say, one more regulation to remember as we have fun. You kids with the birthday party, you're in trouble if those balloons get out. Now, since we're in the barbecue season all through the summer, happy summer to everybody out there across the planet. Get out, enjoy the outdoors, sunshine. So let's talk about cellulose for a moment here. And this is more of a public service announcement, I guess. So we're using it as a fiber supplement, thickening, emulsifying agent for different types of yogurts, calorie reducer like low calorie foods, and then an anti-caking agent so things don't stick together in the package. This is what it is right here, but a little more refined form than this. So I found this super interesting video. How much sawdust can you put into a Rice Krispie? But industry speak would be, how much allowable cellulose will there be in a Rice Krispie? Okay, you can dissect that into industry talk. So there's a website, Prevention. They also have a magazine for older adults. And it shows you, out of 80,000 grocery store products, the ones that are most heavily added into cellulose, whatever that is. So tomato sauce right at the top. If we're going to be out and ketchups and this sort of thing as we get into the barbecue, and then salad dressings, obviously. Ice cream bars got to be the dessert, but you can look at all these things that really contain a lot of cellulose. So as you're buying, do be aware of the labels. Take a look at those. Support quality foods. Because even the veggie burgers right there, about 4 from the bottom. And if we go, the list continues. And again, it's Prevention Magazine. You can take a look at the full thing. And then it got corn tortillas. Obviously, everybody's going to be doing something with nachos through the summer here. Sour cream even. And I was surprised about that. Again, you have to look at some very quality sour creams, and everybody in the industries apparently seems to be using this cellulose. I understand it's a cost-saving move. There are allowable. They've done, like, there's 10, if not 50,000 peer-reviewed research papers out on this, on allowable cellulose. Originally, they were using sugarcane. It's white, it's clear. When it goes into a liquid, it dissolves clear. So the different types of cellulose is, graduated over the years to not just using sugarcane. They're using quite a bit different types of cellulose from different plants. And then the studies were all about how much you can ingest or eat before it starts to give you like indigestion and that sort of thing. So they have these allowable limits that are now with the US FDA, that sort of thing. So take a look, make sure you choose carefully and support companies who really do give us quality foods, because that's all about, speak with your money. If they're not going to provide a quality product, don't spend your money on it. Always support businesses, families, farms, and companies that provide us with good quality foods, because that's really what the name of the game is going to be moving forward. Might cost you a tiny bit more, but it'll be worth it in the end. Now, speaking of things banned besides the balloons, let's jump down to Cuba, Havana. 3 Canadian airlines suspending Cuba flights indefinitely. Like, we from the United States don't even have to worry about this because we just can't go. But directly from Canada, and I thought, which carriers are stopping? Air Canada itself, WestJet, and Air Transat. These are the ones that are going to end forever the flights down there. So again, this is pre-positioning something. They know change is about to happen and they're going to stay out of harm's way. So if you knew imminent change was coming, I would do the same thing. I'm not going to go. I'll just save the money, wait, and we'll restructure it after whatever happens. Sunwing as well in on this. So that actually makes 4, but that's sort of a vacation planning. It's all inclusive to get your flights, hotel, that sort of thing down there out of Quebec. So a little bit of explainer here. So the event, whatever is going to happen in Cuba, is supposed to happen between now and November 1st, because you can see these companies, second paragraph, stop flying there February of this year, 2026. And Air Canada and WestJet, Sunwing Vacations, Transat will begin flights again November 1st or in October. So what's that telling you? There's a window where something's happening. They've been broadcast, got the message, and they're waiting. And again, they're going to let whatever flows over flow over. And speaking of which, Adapt 2030, taking tips. Thank you very much. Just an idea for the tip jar here, because I'm a fan of God's money, gold and silver, atoms in your hand, vibrating. Gotta love it. Do appreciate you watching. Hope you got something out of the video. Important times here. Just, summer's always such a fun time. Please enjoy. Leave all the news behind. Go enjoy your life. But at the same time, make wise choices while you're doing it. And, summertime, get that sunshine. It really makes you feel alive again. Enjoy family, friends, because that is what it's really about. Like this distractive thing that we're seeing all around, that everybody's glued to the tube and what's the next thing to drop? Drop that and go outside and have fun. Go tubing down a river, go for a hike. Something like this. I don't know. But anyway, summertime is the best time. Appreciate your time here. Speaking of time, thank you so much for spending your valuable time here. You're going to have to subscribe to the channel if you'd like the content. Click that notification bell. A lot of people aren't getting that notification any longer, but please click the bell once again. Share with your friends and family. Dice this thing up. Send it through your social media shorts if you like to. And please remember, you can also head outdoors and grow some of your own food. TrueLeafMarket.com. Heirloom and organic seeds for any grow zone on the planet. They have a summer package of seeds for the squash and the watermelons and this sort of thing. It is that time. So check them out. All those links are in the description box below. I will see you next time. Bye for now.